Welcome back to the Purple Fox channel. Here today's shoutouts. If you would like a shoutout, just be sure to comment hashtag Purple Fox channel and turn on all your notifications, and you could be randomly selected to get a shoutout. So without further ado, let's just get on into this video. Okay, a few things to say before I start the speed paint. One, did you like my new intro? I'm not really sure if I should keep it, but on a whim I decided to make an intro on Canva because I don't know, I was bored. So if you like it, I'll probably keep it. If you guys don't, I guess I just won't use it again. Second, the speed paint is like longer than my normal speed paints, so yeah, stick around, it's like 15 minutes. Okay, so I don't know what compelled me to do this. I haven't really been in the mood to like draw lately. I need motivation to finish my sketchbook because I have absolutely none. So I want to do something digitally, so I tried to take out like my big drawing tablet, but I had like absolutely no inspiration. So like I said, I was on Canva messing around. I made a fantasy map for my world. I'll put it up on screen here. I don't know, I'm really proud of it. So since I was still using that tablet, I was like, okay, I don't really care, I'm gonna go on Autodesk Sketchbook and just draw something. So I had no inspiration, like I said, so I went on Pinterest and I found like a dragon girl kind of thing. So I wanted to make it my own and make it a little bit more like demon-esque, I guess, so here's me drawing a demon girl. My plan was originally to have the color palette be like very summery, like yellows and oranges and greens and some pink tones, but I just did not stick with it. I just made it very pink and very purple. So yeah, that's why the background's yellow, because I was originally going to have the background be this color. Honestly, I think it helped for like some sort of background color because it made like looking at all the colors easier when it's like not on a white background. So if you need help with like picking out a color for a color scheme, I recommend having like a random color background instead of like a white background. I honestly did not think I was going to finish this drawing. I thought this was going to be like, I start it and then I kind of get sick of it, so I don't do anything. So I started with like a rough sketch and then I refined it. This was originally going to be the line art, but I didn't like the brush I was using and I was being really messy with it, so this was like my second sketch layer. After a while though, I found myself like really liking it. I don't know what it was, maybe it was just the demon girl's charm, I don't know. I like the tilt of her mouth and her like pointy ears and the hair, which is supposed to be like flames. You'll see what I mean later. It doesn't really look like flames now, but I hope it does at the very end. I think that something I need when I'm not motivated to do digital art is just switch up the brushes I use. This is why you can see me like using a bunch of different brushes and finding out one I like, because I just learned that if I switch brushes, I usually like get more inspiration. So I'm not even sure what brushes I used. If I find them, I'll put them up on screen, but I don't know, I just enjoyed using different ones for once. I also flipped the canvas a couple times, you guys. I never do this because, I don't know, I kind of forget, but here I remembered, and I think the drawing honestly benefited from it. I also really liked the scales that I drew on her face. I don't know, I want to draw more like lizard creatures, I guess. Like, scales are super fun. Or fish, I guess. Fish also have scales. I don't know, just draw scales. They're fun. I was having a lot of fun as well with the face structure, I guess. Like, the tilt in the eyebrows and the eyes being actually symmetrical for once, and the teeth, like, not looking as bad as I normally draw them. So I was just having a lot of fun doing line art, which is a weird thing to say, but yeah, I had fun doing it. I redid the eyes a couple times just because I wanted them to look as symmetrical as possible, and then I like realigned them and readjust them later just to make them more symmetrical after I like flip the canvas later. here's the part where I thought it would all go wrong. Like, I started the hair and I just did not think it would work out. Like, I was like, yeah, I came in here with no plan, so it's not gonna go well. But for some reason I found my way and it actually like looked decent. Also, I just draw horns usually on a whim, but here I actually started with a structure and then built it up in rings, so that's why they look better than the horns I normally draw. I also like the little like hair wispies, I guess. Well, they're not wispies, they're more like flames, but I just think it added a lot to like, I don't know, the aesthetic, like demon girl, fire hair. I don't know, I just think it works. Also, later on, I decide to, like right here, I decide to give her horns like little earrings, I guess, as well as her actual ear that I drew has earrings, but I also just wanted to give some accessories to her horns because I felt like they were kind of plain. But now I feel like it has more character, so that was a good thing on my part. So right about here is where I like take a little break, and then I come back to it and I'm like, wow, I don't hate this as much as I thought I did. So obviously this is where I thought things would go wrong, like with her hair, but it didn't go wrong until like I started coloring it. So I decided to continue drawing it and continue having fun with it. The thing I didn't like though was the outfit that I originally sketched, so I changed it up and made it like kind of a suit with this like weird necklace thing that I actually really like. Like, I think it's a cool design choice and I want to draw it again. I am very glad I revisited her outfit because the outfit I started with and the suit that I ended with looks so much better than that like weird necklace that I drew at first. I add like little embers kind of floating around her hair to make it look more like fire. I don't know if it really conveys as fire at the very end, but I still like it. I had to look up like a suit reference because I kind of forget how ties work sometimes, but I added like little sparkles to them because I don't know, I felt like drawing sparkles, and I decided to make them like more accentuated at the very end. After I finish with like basically the entire line art, I decide to add some like line width variation because I think that my art just benefits from that a lot. So I decide to outline most of the character at least with like a thicker line art. This did take quite a lot of time, but I just think my art benefits from this. I think that most art benefits from this because I always feel like my line art is always very plain, and then I just go in and add tone variation and it just like instantly looks a lot more thought out, even though I obviously put no thought into this. I also decided to like reline the bangs of her hair just because most of her hair was outlined anyway, so it made more sense to outline her bangs. It also like shows differentiation from her face and her hair, so I think that helped with contrast. I also kind of forgot to fix up the earrings and use like a smaller brush to do that, so I had to go in and erase a lot of stuff and reline a lot of stuff. Honestly, it saved me a lot of time if I were to just like use a smaller brush at first, but I'm stubborn and I don't, so. And this is where I transition to not a speed paint style and more of like, I don't know, a filming style. I was sick of like filming the speed paint because I knew it would take a lot of like time and effort to transfer all the film stuff to my phone and edit it, so I decided just to film it regularly. It's also a cool change of pace from like a big like normal speed paint, so yeah. Coloring took a lot of effort because I needed to first choose a color scheme. I knew I wanted her skin to be like a pink sort of hue because I wanted the color scheme to be like pinks and purples. I also wanted to add blue, but after a couple like, I don't know, just thinking about it, blue would not really work. The one thing I kind of like differed on for the entire color scheme was her eyes, because I don't know, I wanted them to have some sort of demon-like glow to it, so I made them like orange to pink instead of like a purple or like just a pink, and I think it adds some like cool contrast and like it makes you like look, I guess, directly into your eyes because it's like different. So yeah, I'm not really sure what other colors I could have chosen that would have this effect, so that's why I'm glad I did this. I go through like phases where I either love the eyes that I draw or I hate the eyes that I draw. The digital art stuff that I was going to film before this like had horrible eyes, but here I didn't hate them that much. I think I found a system that like doesn't suck as much as I normally draw eyes, so yeah, I'm just glad that these ones did not suck. It was kind of annoying trying to find the correct layer mode that would actually like make the eyes glow, because in Medibang paint there's like, I don't know, it's called like add or luminosity or something like that, but here there are like 5 different light variations and I like had to choose the right one, so that took a while. I redo the blush a lot because sometimes I think it's like not visible enough and sometimes I think it's too visible, and then I adjust the hue and it like doesn't look right. I came to terms with it like at the very end when I was like, okay, here's the thing that like, this is like the perfect balance of saturation and hue, but it took a while to get there. Ooh, I remember what happened here. I was convinced that the white of her teeth was like not white enough, like it wasn't the brightest white that was available because of like the surrounding color, because of the yellow, I guess. So I had to like test it against the yellow, and I'm like, I've seen like a brighter color than this. I don't know like why it's dark enough. I think also there was like a problem with my settings that I readjusted like in between filming, but it took me a while to be like, okay, I'm happy with this. And here is where I like readjust the blush 100 times. Next I move on to the horns, and I wanted the horns to be like a dark color, so I started off with like a blue navy color, and I'm like, no, it doesn't really fit the vibe I'm going for, so I then enter with a purple. But thing is, my line art color was purple, so I had to like put like an overlay mask thing over it and like darken just the horns. So yeah, I stick with this color, I think, or like a version that's like slightly darker, because I wanted the horns to be like very prominent. I also add like I don't know what it's called, like shinies, lighting, something like that to the horns to make them look like more three-dimensional. At first I was going to make them like a really like close to white color, but then I just decided to go in with like a lighter kind of lilac color because I just thought it looked better. This is very much a side note, but I'm recording, and right now it says I'm on voiceover 73, so that's like a lot, so I'm kind of confused. But yeah, the purple thing was like the shading, I guess, and then I add more like metallic like shading. I'm not sure if her horns are metallic, but I just think it adds like a cool effect. Here I move on to her outfit. So I make the like coat of the suit like a dull purple at first, and then I go in with like a more lilac color. I'm not exactly sure what color I settle on, but I know I have to use like shading and stuff like that at the end to make it a little bit darker. And I make the tie like a navy-ish blue because I wanted it to look like a sky with like shiny stars. I don't know. And here is where I like readjust the blush color with the like the hue shifter thing. I don't really know what it's called, but yeah, I do that. And then I do her eyebrows, and then here's where I tackle the mess that is the hair. I knew like at this point I wanted it to be like a lilac color that fades into like a darker purple, so I do that. Here's like a skip because I didn't film this part, and I had to use a lot of different shading and blending to get it looking the way it does now. I also add like light pink highlights to make it look more like fire, and here is where I go over the suit again in like a darker color just for contrast, because contrast was hard in this piece because of like the same color scheme that I used. And at the very end I add some lighting and I'm done with the entire illustration. And here's the final illustration. I really hope you guys enjoyed the speed paint. Thank you guys so much for watching. You should like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!